Everybody, welcome back to Astro Planet. In this video, once more, I will review the latest in football, and centerpiece will be on Schalke 04. They met Fortuna Düsseldorf, and it was not a very happy thing for Schalke because you can see the result of the match. You can see it here in their flag because it was 4-0 to Düsseldorf. So Schalke 0, Düsseldorf 4. And as we are speaking about the carnival weekend, you see here this picture. And Düsseldorf is very much a carnival place, in case you don't know. And Schalke not so much, and this weekend not at all, I guess. It really was a disaster to see what they played. But let's start in the beginning, and I present some scorers and I present some managers, and we have some examples. And the first example is from Wednesday last week, so that was a cup match, Atalanta Bergamo in Florence. They met. It was 3-3 in the end, and beforehand I had picked the player to score. And in fact, he scored after a couple of minutes already the first goal in the match. And this was a guy called Gomez from Bergamo. And you see that he's got this tight figure here on 25 with a marvelous figure with the Sun, Jupiter, and Mars. Imagine for a player, for sports and stuff. And the thing is, when they played, the moon was pretty much really spot on this Mars here. So he was thought to score, and as I said, he scored the first goal in the match pretty soon. And then, and I think it was a day later, there was the most incredible story in Turkey. There was Ankara Gücü was playing, and I think there was a cup match too. And there was a guy, or the manager from Ankara Gücü, it was a guy called Kartal. And in his chart you see, if you watched the videos before, talking about Jupiter a lot, and also this guy with the Sun on 24, Gemini, and most important, in touch with Mars Uranus here on 23, Leo, is so well placed for the current Jupiter that is on 22 Sagittarius. So this guy was up for some celebration, and in fact he could, because the match ended 3-2. And even more excited I was about finding that all goals, but from this club were scored by one guy, and it was all happening in the first half. And there was a guy from Jamaica, Carnival Man, so to say, his name called Orgil, never heard before of this man, but nevertheless, it was just remarkable because, as I said, he scored all 3 goals, and you see here that there's this close trine from the Sun with Pluto, and although I don't have the chart here now, but you believe me, or you see it around here actually, the transits are right for this moment, in fact, in the game, because I picked this then. And as you see here, the transits, Saturn and Moon, were conjunct most exactly on 1738, and Saturn almost pretty much the same. And so he has the Sun on 1734 and Pluto on 1742, and the match started with the Moon, Saturn exact on 1730, around that as well. And this guy scores 3 goals. Now, I think the goal is spectacular. It's just spectacular, and it's remarkable. It's exciting. It's just fascinating, and it makes you think what you have to look for, because Saturn is maybe considered bad or so, but no, everything that is like tight or special, can be hot, and this is one of the most remarkable examples I saw actually in the last weeks, months or so. So I was really excited about this. Friday brought the defeat, another disappointment for Borussia Dortmund. They lost at Augsburg, and there was a guy, Dog G, scored both goals as a former BVB player, and this was on Friday evening when the moon had, or when Venus actually had one foot just stepped into Aquarius, and this guy you see here has Mars on one Leo, and I came with the moon here. Maybe his true birth time has the moon also, like on the first degree of Sagittarius. So again, you have this figure with Venus, Mars, and the moon. That would make sense. Well, yeah, difficult. It's gonna be boring again, and Bayern will be, I guess, will be top in the end. Move to Saturday. Leverkusen. I had this guy picked. I had picked beforehand to score, and guy called Arangis from Leverkusen, because Mars was spot on his Mercury. And again, it's not only that Mercury, but it's the Mercury that is part of a bigger figure here with Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. And yeah, this year was pretty exact also. And also he like scored after 4 minutes or so already. So full strike, so to say. Now for the hot thing of that Saturday, and Köln, Schalke and Düsseldorf, and Schalke playing so bad that really will maybe relegated. The match chart is here, but there's nothing really much to talk about. Let's just note that Mars is here on 10 something, almost 11 Taurus. And now let's have a look at Tedesco, the manager from Schalke, who should be off weeks ago already, in my opinion. Now, thing is that in his chart there is Lilith exact on that Mars. And Lilith isn't like looked so much after, but I think that it can be very, very malefic. Very, very malefic. Very evil, very bad. It's the dark side of the moon. It's, you know, if you read a little bit about it, it makes so much sense for this, like, total defeat, so to say, that they experienced in this. And it's not only that, because as I had worked out, like this guy is a running theme here in my clips, because he's on the high, on this Jupiter high. This is Funke from Düsseldorf, the manager. And he is just blessed with like this current Jupiter that is still participating with his Jupiter and his Mars, and coming from his Sun, describing like the recent past. But still now he was hot for success with like Jupiter still applying to his Mars thing, and so it happened. That's the story. And for Tedesco, as I said before, Lilith is, I highly suspect it's very maleficent. I have another example. This was some weeks ago, third league. There was Köln, Fortuna Köln, and they had a new manager, and this was his first match at home, starting with this event chart with Lilith really spot on the ascendant. And the result of this match was 7 for the visitors, 0-7, 7-0. Imagine that for your first start for you with your new club. That would make sense with Lilith rising. There was a guy who did 2 goals as well for Düsseldorf, Kowanaki, a Polish man. And once more, you have fine transits. Because what was it again? It was Mercury, but that is moving into station these days, and it was spot um, on his own um, Mercury on that Saturday. On his, yes. Anyway, it was up here, and I should have prepared this example a bit more. So there's Mars in opposition, that's the thing, and there's also Neptune here. Now we have it pretty, and Mercury was up here. So again, you have this like bigger figure, and he scored twice. Yes, we're already through. Moving to Sunday, there was VfB Stuttgart. They are down, and discussions were on the manager to be sacked already for some weeks now. But today they met Hannover, also at the bottom of the table, and let's look at the chart and think what may have happened, because this is Weinziel, the manager from Stuttgart, and you see that the sun on Sunday now was spot on this Jupiter, and this Jupiter is in square with Mars, pretty close, and this also is a good recipe for some success. And also, if you see this figure here, there's like sort of a heavy midpoint around 25. It's all centered around this, and Jupiter is approaching this place. Therefore, my prediction is that Stuttgart is always a good bet, still now towards the end of the season, because I think things get better for them in general, and they won't be relegated. That's my prediction on this day. Yes, and of course, as indeed the match ended, or today they celebrated and won 5-1 against Hannover and scored plenty of goals and were cheering after long times. So that was my true prediction, right prediction beforehand, because I had, yes, worked that out before. And to close it in the action for the end of the like later in Sunday evening, it was Wolfsburg and Bremen, and I just picked or I also picked. I thought Wolfsburg won't win because, as presented in earlier clips, Labadia, the manager from Wolfsburg, also was with Jupiter, but this is wearing off now because Jupiter is going away from his chart. So I thought they may not win, and so it happened because it was a draw in the end, 1-1, and the goal for Bremen was scored by Max Kruse, who I also had picked beforehand to score. Why? Because his sun is on 29 Pisces, and that's exactly where Jupiter, where Mercury is, and is in station, and station is like a big spotlight thing, and so he was hot for a goal, and imagine he scored his goal he did, and as a captain saved the draw towards the end of the match. Yeah, so that's pretty impressive, I guess. Recommend my channel, subscribe, and leave comments, write what you want to hear, and till next time, goodbye.